because this was in the 90s.
What
And,
up, Vito?
Didn't make
Welcome,
it.
Vito. Yeah, it's not. I mean, being an artist is not easy at all. So this is the this is a new Cyberfrog piece that I just did. What do you think of this, Vito? Is that okay?
Looks good to me, baby.
Oh, thanks,
Yeah,
buddy.
I gotta zoom it in.
Hold on, let me zoom it in a little bit.
You always
there we go.
zoom it in. Always.
Yeah. So his he's actually using a gun there. What do you think about being like a frog king? Yeah,
who's a frog king?
Well, Tony is. Tony calls himself a frog king. The frog king. I used to call myself the frog king too, but listen. That's you now. Feel free. I've
never been on a stream with Vito either. That's funny.
Oh well, hey, how's it going? I love the blacks, man. You got those harsh, those big black shadows.
You love the blacks?
I'm glad you finished that thought.
The blacks.
Somebody clip that shit. Please
clip that.
I love the blacks.
So I got this. I got this back from my colorist just now. Look at this job he does on this.
Nice.
This is from Cyberfrog Dark Harvest, where Lily is walking through the woods. And she's being kind of controlled and possessed by this witch down here at this dystopia.
I like
to
that
go into that
character.
cave.
Spoilers.
That witch is spooky.
Yeah, she's fun to draw. I mean, she's just like, goth bitch from the 90s, but
yeah.
Boy,
I miss goth kids famously. What happened to goth as an aesthetic? They all became trans instead. That's the new thing.
Oh, is that what it is? That's
man.
The scene. They turned into scene kids first, Vito. Then they became trans.
So the other
vampires to trans.
Vito, the other thing I got going on right now is I'm doing a new comic book called Fearsome that I'm writing, and I've hired David Williams to draw it. Look at this. He just turned in page 1 today.
Is it Dave Williams, the guy that Gabe Beltaib had a stupid fight with?
That's right. He dropped that dime and I picked it up.
You did.
Yeah, this is just going to be an awesome, incredible superhero horror book.
That dude's art is incredible. I was wondering. I'm like, Ethan, just get some artists to fill in.
Well, some people gave me some criticism about you can't just because my thing is just I just want to do my Cyberfrog book. I'll put it out every 2 years or whatever. I just let me tell my story. But then people are like, you could do more if you had more artists, your company could grow. All right. So, I can put out these other books. So I'm going to do Fearsome. I'm going to do a book called Lynx, which is in the Cyberfrog universe. I'm going to do a book about young Heather Swain in 1993 when she's 13 and right before the world starts changing. And then before Cyberfrog shows up. And then another book. What's the other book? Oh, yeah. Helephant. I'm doing, which is a one-shot horror story about a circus elephant that is abused and basically becomes like the Michael Myers of circus animals. Goes on a murder spree. Awesome. Yeah, I'm gonna do more books. I'm gonna do more stories and hire more people to draw, produce more.
Yeah, I think that's the way to do it because it's just what do you call it? It just keeps you in the news, You always got something new.
I'll put something out. I'm doing something called Beta Core, and also
Speaking of comic books, Vito, how's your comic book coming along?
It's coming along. I've been talking to the artist. He's finally got a lot more free time. So he was working on a big old project for someone else, so he's been kind of limited, but finally that's cleared up. So I'm hoping that if we just power through, it's going to get done. I'm excited.
Vito gave it to me to read. Vito, you don't have to say it. Everybody's asking you, it better be good. It's going to suck. And you're like, no, it's good. I think it's good. I think it's I think it's going to be good. Well, I read it and it is good. It is really good. I read, I think 28 pages of it, and the art is nice. The story is funny and cool. It reminds me of a Mark Miller comic, but mixed with Bruce Timm's kind of sensibilities.
It just has to be funny. That's it. And luckily, I have Dick Masterson to look it over, and I have a couple other friends who are good. I'm looking at it from the perspective of writing like a sitcom. like writing a good comedy is you want to have like kind of a writer's room, because I got great comedy and great jokes, and I think the plot is great, but there's always a lot of room to punch up a joke or go, oh, what if they say this? What if they, what if this line was something like that? So I got a couple guys who are gonna put eyes on it. We're gonna make sure it's a really fun.
Boy, it's a real
fun book.
Are you're gonna punch it? Like it's funny, but it's like there aren't jokes in it. It's just an amusing kind of fun thing to read.
No,
I
it's not
don't
like
know if it
a
needs
total
jokes.
It's not like a total goof. There's like a couple parts. Like, again, I'm a big fan of like Japanese manga, and they do a really good job of kind of blending in a little bit of humor here and there. Like One Piece is obviously a funny book. Dragon Ball, which is one of the most, popular fighting mangas of all time, started off as a complete gag manga almost. So, but yeah, I just want it to be. I mean, Invincible's funny. It's like in that same vein of like you want to relate to the characters. Spider-Man's a funny character. But yeah,
he was.
But oh yeah, he used to crack jokes all the time. That was the best part. Was he was always teasing the villains and whatever else.
Unfortunately, Deadpool stole his shtick.
Yeah, well, pretty much. But also, I think, at the heart of it, it's got a good heart. I love these characters, and I'm a big fan of the idea of what do you call it? You ever watch like Dan Harmon does like Rick and Morty and whatever else? So I was a big fan of his.
Yeah, and he doesn't he touch
Rick and
like
Morty,
young girls?
Community.
What,
I don't think I don't think what did happen to him? Yeah, he survived whatever he went through. I think he had a bad breakup. And it's the kind of thing in Los Angeles or Hollywood where there's always some girl willing to say you are mean and abusive or whatever, an abusive workplace. It's like, listen, man, you're working with a lot of creatives who are under a lot of fucking pressure. If they go off the handle and they yell at you, like, it's gonna happen. That's just part of trying to create these TV shows and whatever else. I guess someone who was on his podcast says he sexually harassed a showrunner. I don't know if he made jokes that were considered inappropriate, but he never got like handsy.
Who are we talking about?
Dan Harmon, creator of like Community, Rick and Morty.
Yeah, I know who that is. Never mind. Yeah, I know who that is.
Yeah, he wasn't grabbing anybody by the P word. He was just kind of like, a sexist.
You could say the word
jokes. Well,
what about that iCarly guy? That iCarly guy.
Dan Snyder.
Yeah.
Dan Holder Tighter because he's a fighting Snyder.
That's what they call him. I don't think that guy's coming back anytime soon. There's a lot of. He did have a big like variety article where he tried to like plead his case, but you're like, yeah, but there's like a lot of actresses saying like a lot of stuff that I don't know.
Man.
Little actresses.
I didn't see any of this. This is like all new to me.
Dan Snyder created Good Burger, so
he was in it. He was in it.
The manager, I think.
He's the big fat man. Yeah, he's a big. I mean, I'm a fat guy, but Jesus Christ, if I ever got to Dan Snyder levels,
yeah, I can't wait to get my comic book out and send that out to everybody so they can read it.
Can I just say one?
Yeah,
I was just gonna say one thing quickly. Speaking of artists, I got Motor City Comic Con coming up here that I'll be going to. Got a lot of artists there.
When are we gonna get Vito and EVS to work on a book together? I think you guys could come up with a neat concept.
Yeah, but Ethan's got no time to draw, so we're gonna have to hire another artist.
Yeah, like do you
know what kind of explosion that would cause if you announced Ethan Van Sciver and Vito were working on a book together?
Yeah, Ethan would get in trouble. People like, why are you working with Vito? That guy sucks.
I don't care about that. Vito, I've stood by you. I've stood up for you. I don't.
You have, and I keep telling you not to. I'm like, Ethan, I'm tired.
Why? The only reason to tell me not to do that is if those things are true. I don't care about taking abuse.
No, not that, but just I fight with everybody, and I'm a cantankerous individual.
Well, that's a whole different thing. I don't care about that, But I mean, I don't like the, the unfortunate thing about you is that your first name rhymes with it. I mean, it's just so inconvenient.
Change your name, Vito.
Well, he's leaned into
I love my name.
in a good way.
I mean, because like if everybody's gonna at the end of the day, I find it ridiculous, and I'm like, yeah, I mean, but you know, they don't want you to joke about it. They don't want you to. That's the problem. Is like, you know, you get pigeonholed, and you're like, well, if I say, you know, oh my god, I can't believe it, they go, well, he doth protest too much. And if you go, yeah, you guys are right, they go, oh, see, he is, you know. So it's like whatever. Yeah,
That's
it's a
the
losing
internet.
battle,
That's the internet.
Here's what I always
Just
say
like
though:
yeah.
there's plenty of guys who fall by the way, you know, get in trouble. There's guys who have actual problems. I don't know why I'm the guy who gets singled out. I'm like, there's actual creeps out there, but fine. I always say the work speaks for itself. If you make good videos, if you make good comic books, like what are they going to say? Like, hey, I don't like that guy, but I can't lie, he makes good stuff, you know. So you just got to believe in the quality.
Yeah, I don't know though. We like the internet is full of people who go, I'm not even gonna bother listening to this person or looking at their work because I have this preconceived notion about them, and that's
from the artist.
That's inescapable. I can't listen. Cyberfrog is really good, and I know that all the people who like Green Lantern would love Cyberfrog, but they're not going to look at it because they don't like me personally. And so
I'm
that's
not
the
going to
thing.
read a Nazi's comic,
right? You know, so
I get that, but you know, I'd still say, I mean, if I was you, I'd be pretty happy making $500,000 on a comic. So what do I know?
Well, to be fair though, that was something that I always kept hearing the other way around. When it's like, hey, I still wear stuff from the big two. Why are you doing it when that creator's done? It's like, because I like the work, not the creator. So it happens on both sides. I've noticed.
I don't like.
I mean, Ethan, at the height of the DC Green Lantern nonsense, were you making anything close to what you're making from crowdfunding?
Well, again, the crowdfunding isn't about making money. Like I know it looks that way,
but I'm just saying, like you know, it's not like you're in a bad place.
No,
right?
I mean, no, we make a ton of money now. But I mean, what I'm trying to say is what you see us make via crowdfunding is nothing compared to what we're actually making. Absolutely nothing compared to that. The crowdfunding money all goes to making product, and the product goes to the people who backed it, right? And then, one book, like let's say a copy of Cyberfrog costs $5-6 to print, and we charge $25 for it. Now there's other stuff in there, but we can make 3 copies. We can make 3 copies of Cyberfrog for what we took in. We're going to sell those other 2 copies and triple our money. I mean, it's, really that's kind of the way this business should work, ideally. That's why crowdfunding is such a boon. I don't understand the idea of not using crowdfunding. It's perfect for small business. The idea of taking your money
designed for.
Yeah, and like assuming a print run and making a whole shit ton of books before you know how many are going to sell is insane. It is absolutely insane. There's just no reason for that at all. That's a good way to end up in the hole.
Like I can understand the guys who go, hey, I backed this project and it's been, there's some projects that clearly are never going to fulfill, that they're not even being updated and they're just dead in the water. But as long as the guy's communicating with me, what I don't get is it's like, is there a dearth of media? Are you really out of comics to read and movies to watch and whatever else that you're really sweating bullets? Because that's the big complaint people have with crowdfunding. Oh, it takes too long and there's delays or whatever else. And I'm like, I don't know, man. I'm just one of those guys who goes, I'm surrounded by enough trash to keep me entertained till the day I die. So, I'm content waiting on an independent venture.
Yeah. Crowdfunding's important because it means anybody can do it. Anybody can make a comic.
Yeah.
That's the thing. It's really important. And by the way, Vito, as you're learning, it does take a long time, doesn't it? People go, how it should not take you. Like from the minute somebody gives you money to the minute that the book is actually in their hands is an enormous amount of time because it takes that long. It really does. It's incredible, and you don't know it until you're actually doing it.
Yeah, now that I'm in it, well, you go, well, Marvel makes a comic every month. It must be the easiest thing in the world. And then you realize, well, they have all the setup, and they have a million guys.
Vito, they started those comics 2 years ago. I used to like.
Oh my god!
The thing about it is that like Hal Jordan Rebirth, we started working at that at the end of 2003, and it came out in 2005. Do you understand? Like,
and do you prep all those issues ahead of time? Like, how many issues? Of
course.
I hate to interrupt these gentlemen, but we got to get to Koof here. Koof with the $2 super chat. He says, "You can't tell me what to do, Tony. Thank you for not killing yourself, Vito." And also, this brings us over, Vito. Don't get mad, but
I'm not mad.
We made $5, which means we got to play the clip.
All right. That is some deep Vito lore, my friend. I think that clip must be 10 years old at this point.
That was you?
Yeah, that was me. That was back before I discovered that hats can hide my lacking hairline.
Well, thank you for the $2, Coop. We are now up to $644.76. We are owning the fuck out of all of our enemies.
You're killing it. Good
LG
work,
seething again.
Oh, geez.
That was back in the Tim Rogers days, the Halcyon days, man.
Hey, by the way, no, I don't know who Tim Rogers is.
He's a genius.
Biggest problem in the universe is my go-to show right now. You guys are doing such good work. Whenever there's a new one of those, that's on while I'm drawing. It is.
I find it crazy that because I always go like, oh, nobody's listening to this. The only people listening to this are weirdos and cretins like myself. And
hey, I'm not a weirdo.
And then I'm always surprised when people go, hey, I listened to a new episode. I'm like, people are actually listening to that show. All right.
I am a cretin. Wolfer with the $10. It says, I follow EVS and Vito on Twitter, but what about the other folks? I don't know. You should follow DJ.
Well, you got to get their Twitter handle. You got to put the Twitter handle on the screen.
Well, and what is it? DJ Airrick?
Yeah, it's DJ Airrick.
Yeah. I'm just at the Geek Getaway.
Mine's just at Staredcraft. That's all.
And Extra Hero doesn't do any social media. He's a heathen. He avoids
Me either.
Yeah,
I use Twitter for shit.
Live in the
posting. I don't
moment.
really. My
It's
Twitter
like
is
a
just me.
All right.
My Twitter is just shit posting. Nothing of value to be found there.
We got $10. That brings us to the $20 limit, which means we get.
Tony, I'm going to argue that your clips are too long.
Disavow. I
Yes,
disavow that.
I tell them every day.
Tony, we got the point after 2 seconds.
That's what makes it funny for me.
So to a halt.
You guys got to sit here
the
for
clip
30
now.
seconds. Thank you, Wolfer, for the $10.
Why are all the clips of me? It's your show.
Because no one sees my face.
Fair enough.
Canonical.
Why don't you get some like frog clips or something?
Well, we did get a mint clip. And we're gonna be
Yeah. Oh, I'll watch mint clips.
I'm on the 129th frame. Pray for me.
But thank you again, Wolfer. We're up to $654.76, owning all of our fucking enemies. Thank you.
What was I going to say? I have been kicking around the idea of getting a second. I know that I'm getting ahead of myself, but as long as I'm waiting on the artist to finish Super Killer, I think there might be room to start writing a script for a little side project I've been kicking around.
You're not going to get a warehouse freeze?
I don't think we're in warehouse territory yet. No.
Would you do a Super Killer 2 with a different artist?
If I had to, I would prefer. I'm trying to work out a thing where maybe there can be like an assistant helping this guy along, like just kind of roughing out some pages to be like, here's where a guy goes. Here's some decent, blocking or whatever else. Because that's how they do it in Japan. The Japanese are, pretty smart at comics, although they don't pay anybody anything.
That's
So
what
that's
makes
probably
them
why
smart.
that's the thing is you can afford 4 assistants when you're paying them $6 an hour. So we can't really get away with that in America, sadly.
Well, we can, but just with lawn care. Trust me, I do.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, we got to teach all the gardeners to draw comics.
How about
You ever go to the Home Depot and you go, listen, I need a colorist, I need a letterer. You, Jose, come on, let's go.
why are you hiring my
They start
family?
hanging out in front of Hobby Lobby.
It's funny.
It is an interesting beast to tackle. And of course, on most projects I've done, like I made my fantastic card game, Enemy Weapon. It's always great when you can do everything yourself. It's when you have to rely on other people that you start going nuts, you know?
Yeah, but I mean, even doing it all by yourself, like, the
labor is intensive, yeah, especially if you're drawing it. So
the art is everything. Understand, the art is everything in a book, man. It's what takes the
well,
most.
as a writer, good. I'm useless.
No, that's not.
Like,
Yeah, well, I mean, yeah, but
I direct the art. I help.
The art takes the longest. It's the most laborious. So
yeah, absolutely.
Well,
we were talking about AI art again. I would hope that it gets to the point where it's not going to make the comic for you, but you go, listen, give me 3 different angles of a superhero standing on a rooftop, looking down, at the street or whatever. Like I fed it a scene from the comic that I was like sketching out, and I'm like, I want a giant like black hole opens over the city and people are being sucked into it. And that's something that I can, show to the artist and be like, okay, kind of like this, but make it your own,
I've seen that. I've seen what you did.
Vito,
I would just tell him to trace
Vito,
that.
I might tell him. I was honestly looking at it. I'm like, I could put that in the comic, and probably no one would know.
Nobody would know. No.
I feel a little guilty.
Vito, speaking of AI art, I'm subscribed to your channel, and almost every day you have a new picture of AI Brie Larson. Is she your new Star Wars?
Marvel's is coming out, and it is a fascinating topic. It is about to be the biggest box office disaster in Marvel cinematic history. I think it's going to do worse than Eternals.
But you're going to go see it, though, right?
Oh, yeah. Me and Dick are going to see it on Thursday and then put up a review hopefully episode that night.
You got to be
a little bonus thing. And I won't get precious with it. I got precious with the Blue Beetle review, and I put all these clips into it, and nobody cared. So I'll probably.
It was all about family.
It's all about family. You didn't see Blue Beetle, did you, Ethan?
I did see it. Yeah, it was fucking awful.
You know what they screwed up?
What?
Is all of it? Why is the Scarab not the co-star? He's running around with this dumb lady, and I'm like, I don't care about her at all. I want to know about this guy forming a relationship with a robot, it's basically, it should have been Terminator. It should have been like, let's kill all these people. No, robot, we can't just kill people. Why not?
That's because they did it with Venom. They did it with Venom.
That's it. That's exactly the reason why.
Same thing. It is Venom. It's a rip off.
Just make Venom.
Venom meets Iron Man. Blue Beetle.
It was very much. It was like almost beat for beat the Iron Man plot. Evil weapons dealer has their own super suit, whatever.
I was like, how long until they reference a taco? And how long was it into the movie before?
But they're Hispanic. We eat tacos. It's
5 seconds.
what we do. We're taco
people. Me and Dick were very surprised that the word familia was only in the movie like 3 times. But they did reference family a lot. Here's the biggest problem with the movie. After he defeats, what's the evil Scarab guy? Scarab, what's his name?
Olmec.
Yeah,
No. It was the red. He was the evil Blue Beetle. After that guy gets defeated, you know what needed to happen? As Susan Sarandon goes, get up, fight that guy. He's like, no, I do not want to fight him, whatever. And then Susan Sarandon goes, all right, fuck you. She needed to get in the mech suit. Susan Sarandon in a mech suit would have sold so many tickets.
Oh, yeah.
Make it female, make it gay.
I hated Susan Sarandon in that movie. I think she was awful. She was awful in that film. She was there for a paycheck. That's it. Period.
Well, she was there to
talking
be
like that.
generic racist white lady.
Well, no, I know, but I mean, like, she literally wasn't bringing anything to the role. It was
Karen
just
Superwoman.
Yeah.
like they could have picked anybody. She could have been any old white woman. Really, there was no. She didn't bring anything to the movie except a name.
Yeah, not a great villain. The movie was okay. It was uneven to say the least. I will say, my sources have seen the Marvels, so.
Oh, really?
Apparently.
And it's really bad?
It is. Yeah, it's really bad.
All right, we got a $4.99 super chat. He didn't want no clip. He just says, "Hey Vito, when are you making a comic? Make sure you have multiple drafts. Don't stick with just one. Trust me."
Well, when you say multiple drafts, I mean I've run it through the ringer. I'm on like draft number 7, I think. But you know, I keep every. You keep stuff from the previous draft. But yeah, it's undergone a lot of revisions and stuff.
Vito's getting a lot of second opinions.
That's the problem, is you never know like who's got the right ideas. Dick looked at it. Dick gave me some notes. The problem is Dick gave me a note. He goes, right here, you need to do like a big thing. And I'm like, oh,
You
okay.
only need help from people that work with you. That's it. People that you pay.
Well, then
That's
I
the only people that
put
matter.
in the big thing. I'm like, okay, I added the big thing. And he goes, oh, no, don't do that. That's crazy. I'm like, fuck.
He's
I'm
trolling
like,
you.
no, that's...
He is trolling you, I'm pretty sure, yeah.
I did have Tony from Hack the Movies provide some notes, and I haven't made time to read them, but Tony's a pretty good. I mean, he's a movie reviewer, so he knows narrative, and he's had some good notes.
The craziest thing about Dick was I was watching this movie or the show based on a true story, and I was like, is that Dick Masterson in that fucking
Oh yeah,
in that show? I was like, holy
Dick still
shit,
goes
he's in
to
a
random
fucking TV show.
He just
Like, what
goes
the
to
hell?
random auditions, and he's been in like a Pizza Hut commercial and whatever else.
I haven't seen that, but that was funny that he was in that show. It was a good fucking show. They got a second season, but I was just shocked that he was in it. It's like, oh god.
I'm surprised that nobody writes in and they go, "Hey, you know that guy's like kind of a controversial guy. I don't know if you want him selling Pizza Hut, but
Yeah, so my comic is going to be called. My comic's going to be called Her Suit Pursuit. It's about a gay bear. So get ready for that.
Hell yeah!
Coming
All right,
out
so
sometime soon.
thank you
I
again.
just wonder
for
how
the
much you
$4.99.
got. You know what? When you're in these commercials, you make good money from a commercial because it airs everywhere.
Yeah. Do you get royalties for that?
You get royalty. I think you do get royalties every time the commercial airs, and it adds up. That's why there's a lot. I know a lot of guys in LA, and they just go out for every commercial, because if you land 1 or 2 commercials a year, I think you're set. I think you get 50 grand at like minimum just for showing up for like a week of filming, you know? Not even that, a day of filming. You learn your lines, you show up, you hit your mark. And that's how a lot of actors in LA just make a living, is trying to get that commercial work.
A lot
Hey,
of
Eric.
parents, a lot of parents start their children
Yeah, what's up?
doing child commercials.
You know what Marvel movie Susan Sarandon should have been in?
What?
Ant-Man and Wasp. So she could have said,
She's
damn it,
she's a
Janet."
wasp.
She what? I'm sorry, I couldn't hear you.
So
Damn
she
it,
could-
Janet.
Yeah, she could have had that line, and that would have made half of the
Oh.
audience go.
Okay,
would've been good.
yeah.
Can't believe they wasted Bill Murray on Ant-Man.
Yeah.
He was good though. He was a good part of that movie.
He was
a fun
good, but
character.
like, come on, have him be
They
like
almost give
alternate
them
reality
shitty roles
Mr.
to big
Fantastic
actors.
or something.
An alternate reality, Mr. Fantastic.
If
Yeah.
Bill Murray showed up in the Mr. Fantastic suit, that you'd scream. I'd be the happiest man alive. There's got to be some superhero he could be.
Are you a huge Bill Murray fan?
I do love
Who
Bill
isn't?
Murray.
Everybody loves Bill Murray.
It's
I
hard
love
to not
old
love
school
that
Bill
man.
Murray. None of the new shit. Like I really love his old shit from like the 80s and stuff. Like that's the best.
Well, that's
stuff.
when he was young and cool. I mean, you know,
Yeah,
all that stuff is
Ghostbusters.
fantastic.
But he was good. He was good in Ant-Man and the Wasp. I don't have an issue with him there. But obviously Vito wanted him as Mr. Fantastic, so I guess it was a disappointment.
You know who else was cool as a young guy? Dan Aykroyd, man.
Yeah.
Whenever I watch Ghostbusters and there's the ending of Ghostbusters and Dan Aykroyd's just sitting on the Ecto-1 smoke with a cigarette hanging out of his mouth, I'm like, man, that's the coolest looking shot in the whole movie. Just like, yeah, we busted some ghosts. Gonna relax, enjoy a smoke.
Yeah.
I
Now
love
he's just a psychopath who believes in real ghosts and makes his own fucking vodka.
Well, he always believed. That's the reason he made Ghostbusters, is because he's like, an insane, obsessed with the occult and like aliens guy. I don't know if you've ever like.
Aren't we all? I mean, that's
the original script from Ghostbusters was like guys traversing like the multiverse, like hunting ghosts across space-time. And they're like, Dan, we cannot afford to make this movie. Like, this would have an insane budget.
He's like, movie? This is what we're going to do in real life. We talking about movie.
There's a Mickey Mouse cartoon that's exactly like Ghostbusters. I mean, there's a movie with Ava Gardner in it and Bob Hope that's exactly called Ghost Chasers. That's exactly like Ghostbusters. Like, there were a lot of precedents every decade, like a different one for the Ghostbusters movie. It seems like have you seen the Mickey Mouse cartoon I'm talking about?
No, I actually haven't.
Where Goofy actually says, I ain't scared of no ghosts. Like he actually has it.
Oh wow.
There was also another Ghostbusters cartoon.
Consciousness.
Yeah. So real quick, Bill Murray apparently voiced the Human Torch in the Fantastic Four radio show.
Wow.
So you were close, Vito. You were close.
That would have been good.
Vito's like, that's nowhere near what I was talking about.
He said Mr. Fantastic.
No, I said he should have been Mr. Fantastic. He was the Human Torch. That's fine.
I don't think you were paying attention, Ethan. You're too busy eating pie over there.
No. I heard him say Mr. Fantastic. That's a whole different vibe than voicing the Human Torch on the radio.
Human Torch is close to Fantastic. It's the same team.
It's all about family.
So I'm gonna do my gay bear comic. I'm gonna send it to Ethan for him to read it so he can tell me what he thinks of it. Would you do that, Ethan? If I made a comic and sent it to you, would you read it?
Of course.
Are you serious?
I'm starting to think you're serious about this comic.
Why would I not read it? Like, Vito sent me
I was working on a sketch over here too, a rough sketch right here of the guy right there.
It's horrible, dude. Never mind. Don't send it to me.
It's a 30-second sketch, but fuck it, it's out. It's out.
I read everybody's comics. I except for George's. I read everybody's comics. Interested in what people are doing.
Real quick, I wanted to mention, speaking of the Fantastic Four, Norm Macdonald, about 12 years ago, had a fantastic comedy album, mostly just skits. And he's got one of the best Fantastic Four skits on the album. And it's him going, all right, everyone, we have these incredible powers. I want to form a team called the Fantastic Four. And I've given us all names. He's like, Johnny, you can set yourself on fire. You will be the Human Torch. Like, oh, that's pretty cool. It's like, Sue, you can turn invisible. You are the Invisible Woman. Ben, you're a rock-like thing of man. You're the Thing. And I, of course, can stretch my body like a rubber band. I am Mr. Fantastic. So anyway, let's go. And they're like, well, hold on a second, Reed. Just 1 second. Why are you Mr. Fantastic? It's like, well, because sometimes people will see me stretch. It's a fantastic ability I have. Like, well, it is. I guess it is fantastic, but all our names describe what we do. And then he's getting like so mad. He's like, I'll just call myself Mr. Assface then. Why don't I just be Mr. And they're like, Reed, you don't have to be Mr. Assface. It's like, no, I'll go out and I'll put an ass on my. It's one of the best skits. Some guy on YouTube animated the whole thing. You got to see it. It's one of my favorites.
And with that, as much as I love the panel, I wish I could just leave and put someone in charge. But it is 12:41. I have to go to work.
Yeah,
3 hours.
Oh, I thought you were going to put the Az video back on. All right, no problem. Just because Vito came in here, Vito would be able to dunk on the Az video live. That's all right. No problem. We'll
dunk on it tomorrow.
I just go to work.
Dunk on it tomorrow.
That's no problem. Vito doesn't come in here. Vito, 50% of the biggest problem in the universe podcast, the best podcast on the internet.
Vito comes in here all the time.
No problem.
I love Tony TGD. I made Tony TGD. Let's be clear.
Yeah.
No, Tony was always doing good. We met up during the Amico drama, which is one of my favorite stories of insane people making an overpriced product. Kind of, but Tommy's not a part of it anymore, so it's less interesting. The Tommy Tallarico drama was fantastic. I will say, new video just dropped on my channel. If you want to know what major stupid cameo appears in the Marvels with some big dumb reshoot to get people in the theaters, we have the early leak letting you know which character shows up in the end credits. I will not spoil it for you. But apparently it was very. The guy who described it to me said it was the stupidest thing he'd ever seen. So
Tony, former member of the Monday Night Grift. Great show.
We're bringing back Monday Night Grift. I've talked to some people. We'll move it to Tuesday.
Did I get fired, Extra Hero?
You didn't get fired. I stopped doing the show.
No, I'm saying the show stopped.
No, you said former member as if I got fired, but the show was still going.
Like former member of the Fantastic Four, former member of the group that no longer exists.
Real quick, we got another $4.99 random advice for Vito. Look up Kisho 10. I don't know what that is. It's a Japanese plot structure that is commonly used by manga writers. Hope it helps. Thank you for the
Super Killer is loosely based on a way too depressing Japanese. It's two weird Japanese comics that I have stolen various things from. But one of them is called Bokurano. Have you ever heard of that manga?
No.
It's very depressing and weird, and it's about a bunch of Japanese kids who have to pilot a giant robot against other giant robots to keep invading their universe. And whichever giant robot wins, their universe gets to remain part of the multiverse, and the other universe gets erased from history. And also, every time one of the kids pilots a robot, it drains the kid's life force, and he dies. So, luckily, my comic is not nearly as depressing as that thing.
It's close, but not.
It's got the universes and the universe fighting and whatever else, but I remember reading that. I'm like, do you really need to kill the kids every time they pilot the robot? This is too heavy, man. I don't even think I finished it. It was too much.
Thank you for $4.99, Cycle Crusher.
Thank you.
Speaking of depressing, earlier we had a super chat and they used a phrase you're very familiar with, Vito. Thank you for not killing yourself. You want to tell us what the origin of that is? Because we heard a lot.
I don't know the origin of that. All I know is that's Koof's thing. And he made stickers for the live show. He made "Thank you for not killing yourself" stickers. So I guess it's just become an unofficial catchphase.
Koof takes it all over the internet. Anywhere he goes, he shows up.
You gotta ask Koof where it came from, but it does kind of fit the show. Where we're all just trying to cling to life in these strange, sad times.
I know I am. Eric, you want to plug anything before we leave?
You can check out my main channel, Airrick's Reloaded, where I talk about all kinds of movies and TV shows. I do a weekly podcast over there, or my Airrick Debunks channel, where you can hear me complain about everything that bothers me. Those are my two sites.
Also, is that awesome theme song for his show.
Oh, the after party theme song. Yeah. I love that song. I'll make you an original song. I'll sing on it and everything.
Hell yeah. Look at that. If only
I can't believe you have the clip of me dancing to Video Ball, you psychopath.
Anything on the internet, I will find.
You should recreate that, Vito. Just remake
That's a deep cut. I think that video has like 60 views. Let's see how many views
anymore.
That video has.
He played it 140 times today.
I thought I told Tim to take all those videos down. Frankly, I look terrible.
Never. Anything you want to plug, Ethan?
For how much Tony plays it?
Yeah, I'd like to plug the State of Israel.
You gotta.
Watch out for whatever's going on. Who cares? No, I don't want to plug anything. I just want to say support independent comics, except for George.
Also, my gay bear comic. All right, awesome.
Yeah. I just hope that AI art does not go any further, because my kid wants to go to art school. I'm not paying for my kid to go to art school for them to plug in a computer and fucking.
That video is from 2016 and has 1,000 views.
Coop says, I believe it came from after the suicide of a beloved TDS artist called The Deep. He made the Maddox Lost t-shirt after the low suit. It hit us hard. Thank you for the final.
Dick has the best suicide solution, which is if you know you're going to kill yourself, you're supposed to go to his store and buy a $500 t-shirt. Because what are you going to do? Pay your credit card bills after you're dead?
How's that a solution?
It's a solution for Dick. Dick gets a little something.
When you said solution, I thought Dick was gonna call the customer up and like talk to him.
Why do more people not do that? Like, if you're gonna kill yourself, take out a bunch of credit cards and buy all your friends a bunch of shit, right?
Because I think maybe your kids might have to pay for that. It's
Oh,
$5,000.
hopefully you ain't got any kids.
A suicide Christmas.
Suicide Christmas is a good idea. Like I was saying earlier, I was just on a show called Low Value Mail, which you guys should watch with Danny Polishik, great comedian. Me and Dick were on taking calls. And I had a friend who committed suicide. I'm like, well, that's tragic, but you know why? She had a great Super Nintendo collection and she didn't write a will. And I'm like you could have left me the Chrono Trigger or something.
That's what you got out of it, Vito. I'm glad.
I was like, is it wrong if I go to the family and I go, listen, I feel like me and her had a special connection, and to pay tribute to her, I'd like her copy of Chrono Trigger. Well,
what you should say, Vito, you should say is we have a special connection, and we used to love playing Chrono Trigger together. I would really like that game.
Dick made the point that I should have just said that I loaned it to her. And I just wanted to get it back.
I know your child has just passed, but can I get that game that I loaned her?
Yeah, I loaned her like a bunch of Magic cards. Like,
look at that. Airrick got his own.
Oh, wow.
Oh, man, that's cool. Did somebody make that for you?
Yeah, it was a birthday gift. Somebody made this for me.
That's
wow.
amazing.
Fantastic. Everybody on the stream got good shit going on but me.
Better merch than ISOM. Look at that.
I had a fan make a
No, Tony,
Vito
you got
pop figure.
your own merch.
Yeah.
This is the only pop figure I own, except for the Captain Marvel one I set on fire.
The stream is slowly descending into madness. It is. And just like every stream, when I try to end it, more shit keeps happening. So I'm going to be here till like 3 a.m, and then
we have too much fun.
End the stream, and then I'm going to have to go right to work. Because unlike the rest of you degenerates, I have a day job.
We're going to make you rich on YouTube.
I don't get off work till 3 a.m. anyway, so I have a night job.
Yeah, see? That's why I was confident in saying I'm the only one with a day job.
You got to get a product to shill. Make a little, you got to sell some t-shirts or something.
I do. No one wants to. Look at it. 56K Warning is the only one who bought a mug.
How much did you blow on that Amico shell?
$2,000.
Why? Why did you do that?
It was for charity, and because I didn't want any of them guys to have it. It was a troll. I wrote it.
I know it was a troll, but it was a very expensive troll.
It really wasn't because the taxes took care of it.
I don't believe that's not how taxes work.
I'm
going to lower some of your tax burden, but
after the show.
For those who don't know, Tony owns a prototype video game console for a failed video game.
No, it's not even that. Don't even sell it. It's not even a prototype console. It is.
No, it's just the empty plastic shell with no guts inside it.
Yeah,
signed
by various people.
I miss the Amico drama. For everyone who's clueless about it, I think Slope's Game Room has the best documentary. It's like 2 hours long.
And the reason why it's the best documentary is because I helped him put that together.
Yeah, you are in it. I sent it to Dick, and he watched like the first hour of it, and he was loving it.
If only
Airrick has all the coolest shit.
I painted this. This is a painting I made of Silver Surfer.
Yeah, that is pretty
wow. Did you like get an image off the, or did you actually draw it like from scratch?
I took a image offline and I tweaked it a little bit.
Blew it up.
I put it in a projector, and then I put the projector onto the canvas, and then I did the background all from hand with the paint and the neon colors. So
That's
yeah.
awesome.
Oh, Suit says, EVS, you're always sitting down, so I don't know what pants you wear. So I just put dress pants on. What would you prefer? He can change your little avatar that he made.
Oh, wow. I mean, no, it's fine the way it is. I wear jeans most of the time, or I look up, I go to buckled.com, which is a great clothing store, and I find sweatsuits that are being worn by black men. And I order the sweatpants. No, it's true. I order the sweatpants.
Before you started saying this, I knew you were going to say sweatpants.
Yeah, I order because I mean, you know how like they have like stylish sweatsuits that are super highly designed and everything, and really strange. I just order the sweatpants, and then I'll wear like a black T-shirt with that, and that's mostly my sitting around the house style: is crazy sweatpants, plain T-shirt. It look great.
And since we got Vito here, we got to show him Suit Yourself. I don't know if you've seen this, Vito, but this is you.
Oh yeah.
Why do you? Yeah, I have seen that. I have seen that.
That doesn't look anything like Vito.
I didn't do it. Tell Suit Yourself.
The face is definitely a little. It's a little off. I'm gonna say.
Yeah, the face needs work.
He looks like Mexican. Am I wrong? He looks Hispanic.
He does look a little.
You're not.
Looks more like Mundane
He
Matt.
looks like the guy from Popcorn Planet, not Andy, but the other guy.
The dick one looks pretty good.
It's better. You got to
It
give him
looks
a little
okay,
more of a
but
tan.
He looks like Jesus Christ. Like he looks too kind. You know.
You got to give him a tan though. He's not that pale. I look not. Why does Dick's look all normal and mine looks like a fucking cartoon character? Bullshit.
And flip flops. Look at that.
I have never worn flip flops, so that's like completely off.
I like that almost everyone on this panel is an artist.
Not me. I'm the old. I can't draw a straight line. Somehow my kid can draw fantastically. I can't draw shit.
I'm a generation.
Yeah.
I'm a failed artist. I never made a career out of it. I just do it for fun.
I'm getting to the point where I kind of do want to develop my artistic abilities a little more. I do okay.
Mm-hmm.
Everyone here does okay, but me.
We'll work on coloring.
I should honestly. I have I think I could do coloring.
He says I can always do a Vito too. Just need a better photo of you.
I'll send you a face photo.
He'll send you a thirst trap.
A Vito thirst trap.
I'll thirst you up, baby.
Well,
I want to do a super killer web comic. I'm trying to find a guy to put that together.
You got Airrick. Airrick draws. Look at that. Making connections.
I know a couple cartoonist guys who would be that would be a good little thing. Keep people entertained in between issues, you know, little like 4-panel gags.
That could work.
It could.
Yeah, but you got to work on your follow through, Vito. I mean, come on. How's
My
the weight loss
follow
going?
through? I mean, I'm down 17 pounds. It's better than nothing, right?
Not really. I mean,
it's not better than nothing.
No.
We're all trying to be all nice about it. Yeah, it's kind of better than nothing.
Yeah, it's not really better than it. You know.
Here's what I'm happy about is I've developed some weight loss strategies that seem to be working. So as long as it stays on track.
Well, what kind of weight loss strategies are you developing that seem to be working? Like,
well, I had to cut out all sugary drinks.
That's true. Yeah.
For the longest time, and I already, I would drink diet soda, but like I was big on like having juice in the fridge, having lemonade and whatever else. Luckily, I found 0-calorie alternatives. Yes, I would always drink a Mountain Dew energy drink every day. And oh man, I miss them. They were good. Although that's the thing is that new Prime energy drink, which is 0-calorie, or it's 10 calories. It's actually really good. So I'm like, ooh,
squeeze fresh lemon in water is just fine.
No, come on. I need that sugary tasties.
Yeah. My husband lost 120 pounds in the last 9 months by doing keto and no sugar.
Oh, I thought you meant he killed his wife.
Vito on keto. Vito
No,
on keto.
this not the same person. It's not the same person.
Yeah. Somebody gonna say something to me?
I was just saying.
Keto Vito. That could be my new channel.
Yeah.
Here's the problem, though. Like at the end of the day, people are like, "Well, just don't eat." I'm like, "You do not understand that I am on this earth to eat tasty things."
Food is good, isn't it? It really is.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
I'm right
there.
there.
They fucked up when they made food good.
Yeah.
That's the problem. It's like that's like one of my favorite things.
Yeah.
I just have no self-control when I like something.
It as inspire Vito. That's a funny comment. That's a funny comment.
Did who inspire Vito?
As.
Did he lose 90 pounds? Hey, look,
we
man,
can't tell because he wears 5,000 pieces of clothing in his thirst traps. He wears like 2 hoodies and a tank top.
That is a man who loves his ISOM merchandise. I tell you what.
56
loves a lot
cases.
more than
It does.
that. I think
You
he
can
loves
eat
a lot more
tasty
than that.
things. You just have to have it portioned for one person. I can't have it portioned for one. I gotta.
Well,
eat.
that's one of the good things about like that Ozempic drug, which they're going to develop. I think they're going to develop a version of Ozempic that just everybody takes. Because the problem with the human body is that you can just eat like an idiot, and we've been doing it for a while. It's like because back in the day, it was like we're still on a caveman metabolism where it's literally like eat everything in sight because you need calories or you're going to die. Like, and we never evolved past that. So now it's like you have endless food and your body's still like, yeah, just keep eating it, man. Like, get that energy.
That makes me want to order something to have delivered at 2:00 in the morning.
Exactly.
Yeah, I seen you going through the snacks earlier.
I mean, I have my snack drawers over here with like lots of stuff in it. I mean, I've got like Doritos, fudge cookies. I've got another snack drawer over here with a bunch of Funyuns are in here.
Like I said, Eric has all the coolest shit.
These are all
I'm just happy that I'm not the fattest YouTuber, I have
Once Boogie dies, I don't know.
Boogie fatter than me.
That Boogie documentary is lit. Let me just tell you, that is.
I think Tipster is fatter than me. I can't watch that Boogie documentary.
It's good. I watched it.
He's too I was talking about this on the podcast, so I'm probably repeating myself, but the emotional manipulation of him on Twitter going, well, once this documentary comes out, that's the end of my career. You're all going to learn what a big, dumb piece of shit I am, and everyone's going to leave me. And I'm like, Boogie, I know what you're doing. You just want everyone to go, no, Boogie, you're great. We love you. I'm like, just don't do that. Just be like, yeah, the documentary, you should watch it. It's kind of embarrassing, but I hope you guys have fun. Boogie's another guy. Did I bring up Boogie's dragon statue?
No.
He owes you a dragon statue, doesn't he?
Boogie calls me up. He goes, listen, I'm going to kill myself. And I go, Boogie, don't fucking kill yourself. And he goes, I'm going to do it. I have nothing to live for. My life is a mess. Everyone hates me. I'm just going to give away all my stuff. Do you want my dragon statue? And I said, well, I don't want you to kill yourself, but if you're going to do it, yes, send me the dragon statue. and he never sent it. And now he's not going to kill himself. So I'm never getting that dragon.
Wow.
What, Bruce Lee or Lizard?
I think it's a lizard. I didn't actually get the details on it. But I kind of feel like I talked him back from the edge and he owes me a dragon statue or some magic cards, which he had.
Well, he sold some of those in the documentary just so we could play Magic.
Yeah, he's been streaming on Whatnot. Do you know that app?
No. Yeah, I know.
I've wasted too much money on that app.
He's got an OnlyFans too. He's got an OnlyFans.
Oh, I'm not looking at that.
Whatnot is like eBay, but more pressure.
I'm horrified about that girl. What's going on with her?
The one that's with him?
Yeah.
With him?
I don't know. It's something's it can't just go well, right?
Sure it can. I want to know what happened with the one that quit. Apparently he slept with like a sugar baby, and then she stopped doing sex work after she slept with Boogie.
That's pretty bad. He spent $200,000 on sex workers, and not even like a lot of sex workers. He was like paying like
that's what one charged him. Yeah,
yeah, like he was paying.
Well,
like
he said
big money.
he didn't want an Arkansas 8. He wanted an LA 10. That's why he paid all that money for the sex workers. That's what he says in the
So
documentary.
he put her through school.
Basically, she was like, "I don't have to do it anymore.
I'm just
$200,000. I'm out.
I'm just doing it
Wow.
to get money to go to college."
What?
And he could have just spent that money on like a personal trainer and got free sex.
No, he couldn't have. No, I mean he's hideous and his personality's repellent. And Vito's right. All the manipulation shit. Like nobody's falling for it, and as nobody is gonna. No woman.
Somebody's falling for it.
Nah, not without money.
He reminds me of this YouTuber from back in the day because I've been on YouTube since the beginning. This guy named The Boring Dispatcher. This guy named Roger, The Boring Dispatcher. He was same way, manipulative. Big guy, got on streams. Well, it wasn't streams back then, just videos. And he was a dispatcher for trucks and stuff. He would sit on stream and just complain about stuff all the time. And back then, you didn't have easy donations. So he would try and get people to send him money and stuff like that. He died, like, I think back in 2012. 2011, 2012, something like that. But it reminds me very much of like that vibe. Yeah.
Well,
I mean, famously, I had an emotional breakdown because part of this like YouTube community and making money as a personality is you're always like in this limbo of like when somebody gives you a donation, did you manipulate them into it? Did you make them feel bad for you? Like they gotta give you money? Yeah, but I don't want to do that.
Ethan, that picture of you is from like 2009. Like
it's 2014. I just found it and I was like, damn, I look good. So I'm trying to encourage myself. Yeah.
And there's some guys who just lean into that. There's some guys who just lean into that, like, oh my God, feel bad for me. You have to give me money or something's gonna happen.
Yeah, that's terrible. We would never do that around here. Never. But what I would say is, if you want to own your enemies and piss people off, give me some money.
Give it to Tony.
We got $669.74 in the Own Your Enemies fund. If you don't like Vito, give me money. He'll be pissed that I got money.
If you don't buy Super Killer, it's over.
It's over.
I can't do the YouTube personality thing. I can't do the YouTube personality thing. I've had my own business for 25 years. Nobody's donating anything to me, so.
Vito,
I just started telling people we're going to own people.
With this shit?
Red
down
says,
with Alpha Core? I mean, I want to read it. I don't know if I'm going to buy it. I bought ISOM too.
Look at everybody's getting a hail.
Than Cliff Richards.
Look at that cover. Who's got that one? Mm-hmm.
Hey.
Not me. I don't have it. I was not given one.
Red for $2. Hold up. He says, "Hail Super Killer, hail Cyberfrog, hail Victory." Thank you for the $2, Red.
I agree.
Hail Trump, hail Victory.
Wait.
Ethan
looks better bald. Are you bald, Ethan?
Yeah, I shaved my head completely now. Yeah,
he looks better when he dyes his beard completely black.
No, he doesn't. No.
It looks unnatural.
I think a good pink or fuchsia would go a long way.
Ethan, we're going to Turkey.
His audience will be completely okay with that.
No, they would not. They would not be okay with that.
No, they wouldn't.
We're booking a trip to Turkey. You know how much a hair transplant surgery costs in Turkey?
No.
$2,000.
Oh, wow.
I saw a video of somebody coming back to America from Turkey on the plane, and they just shot a video, and all these guys, hair plugs and like the bandages on the back. It was like 20 guys on the plane. All coming back from getting hair transplants.
Don't they have to pull that hair from somewhere else, though? Isn't it like a transplant from somewhere else on your body?
Well, a lot of the times you take it from the back of your head.
It's like those women on wheelchairs after having BBLs.
You can always just let the top hairs grow down.
Don't they like take a strip of skin like from the back of your head and then put it on the top of your head? It's like it's a pretty brutal surgery. It's something that I want. And not only that, they'll never match your hairline. Everybody who I've seen get one of those, they have a bizarre, fake, wrong hairline that it's not anatomically correct. I'm never doing it. I had my glory days. I had my fun. I'm bald now. I'm fat and bald, and that's fine.
I will say the hairline.
It's fine.
The hairline is the most anxiety-producing part because you have to tell them what hairline you want.
They draw it on with a marker. They show you the hairline. They're like, this is where it's going to... It always looks wrong. Just let it go. I mean, it's okay to be old, man. I'm going to be 50 years old next year. I'm ready for that. I'm okay. I had my fun.
If you want some of my afro, I'll get you some of my afro.
Will you? Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
Which is, of course...
What do you use to shave the head? Do you have one of those multi-blade guys?
No, I go to the barber, and the barber does it. The barber puts a little color in my beard and shaves my head.
I used to shave mine, but I just started growing it out. I was like, I'm tired of doing it, tired of shaving it. So I do one side short and then grow it out on top.
You got to get one of these like 6-blade shavers. I just broke mine. I actually have to buy another one.
Tony's like, honestly, I gotta go to work.
I just keep it in the car. Yeah, all right, Tony, you can wrap it up. I'm sorry.
No, it's all right. I appreciate everyone being here. I love you guys. Love you all. You're always welcome to come. Thank you guys for all the super chats. And as always, love, peace, booty grease. I'm out this bitch.
Boom.